welcome back to Rural. Now we're going to jump right into a super serious issue that's amongst the world right now, the coronavirus. Many thought over a week ago, hey, this is a joke. Everybody's hoarding toilet paper. Why are they overreacting? It's just a flu. Well, I was not as bad. Now, I did buy some extra stuff because I didn't know how crazy people were. I never went, took all the stuff off the shelf at Walmart. But I was like, they're overreacting. The media's pushing this agenda to hurt Trump. Now, the more you watch it, regardless if it was a political thing, they're shutting down sports. So that's severe in itself. You're going to shut down the NBA, the March Madness. High schools are shutting down, or not just high schools, but schools are shutting down in the states. The economy, the stock market's basically crashing. All the stocks are almost all down. So that's hurting the economy. People are losing jobs. They can pass the stimulus package. The unfortunate thing is, though, is people that struggle with money, when they get this money right away, the odds are they're going to spend it unwisely, we'll say, because they don't know how to manage money in the first place. So then they're going to be out of it in a hurry. They're going to buy stupid stuff instead of try to ration things. But that ain't why we're here today. I'm going to foreshadow a few things. I've been calling it for weeks. A lot of people read these books about government's taking over. You look at the Hunger Games where people are in districts and the government run everything. Well, New York, supposedly, cases doubled overnight. California is considering martial law. Schools are shutting down. These moronic kids are still going to the beach and partying it up like they're invincible. Well, what happens is you don't see the signs right away, so they're going to go home and think I'm fine, and they're going to get around some elderly people or people that are more prone to catching it, and once they do that, well, it's going to spread. It's already spreading fast, and they're just going to give it off. They won't even realize they're contagious. They're going to go to a city or something, be around 100 people, and 20 of them's going to catch it. Then people won't know, and then 20 more is going to catch it. It's a trickle-down effect. You look at a pyramid. That one doofus went to the party on the beach. I'm invincible. Let's get drunk and play around. Well, they're going to be the ones that catch it and basically kill off 100 people. We're behind Italy, supposedly. Now they have more elderly, so I think we're a little bit safer. We also have a bigger country as far as size, so it's easier to stay away from people. The only problem is these big cities like New York, San Francisco, just places in California, New York, some in Florida. They're going to be prone to catching it because they think they're invincible, and it's just so people are compacted. That being said, my prediction, which I see is very possible, now it may not happen, but there's going to be an outbreak even worse than it is now. There's going to be more deaths. Schools are going to cancel for the rest of the year. But the moment there's a major outbreak, just like California, there's going to be martial law. Now, like I say, it's very, very possible. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I'm just saying it's not surprising and it's actually likely to happen. The reason being is because civilians, just like those at the beach, are morons. They don't know when to contain themselves and just stay in control, when things are to take risk and when not to. So then they declare martial law, which means they're basically going to militarize, the world or the country. They're going to patrol and keep civilians in check. There's not going to be much freedom with that. I'm not trying to sound like one of the conspiracy theorists, which I would hate for it to happen, but I can't blame them. Because you've got people out here doing whatever they think they're invincible. I say it like that because people don't think they'll catch it. But they're going to be the ones that spread it and kill off people. And the severity of coronavirus is a lot different when you know somebody that has it. It's all fantasy world when you see it on the news. But the moment your family member catches it or a family member's died from it, that's when it really kicks in like, oh heck, this is something serious. But by then it's too late. And it's already spread like wildfire. And my fear is within the next 2 weeks it's going to spread so much unless, some amazing cure comes up. But it's going to spread. People won't know how to control themselves. Stores are already closing early. factories are going to have to start shutting down because people are catching it. Amazon's already got some in one of their warehouses, so that had to shut down. So once a factory catches it, they're going to shut down. And if it's one of those factories that supply these goods that are necessities, then the supply doesn't meet the demand. And when that happens, people's going to freak out, and that's when they're going to overreact, and that's whenever you have to worry about criminals running the roads. Now, that also being said, you look at Democrats, I guarantee you a lot of these are like, man, it'd be nice to have a weapon to protect myself now, which is why the Republicans, or most Second Amendment advocates, like, hey, we need guns to protect ourselves not only from the government if they become tyrants or whatnot, but also from all these criminals in case something bad happens. Time to wake up, folk, because now, if these stores can't supply the needs, people's going to try to find it to take care of their families. And the next place they're going to go is to somebody else's house. And that's when you're going to have weapons to, protect yourself. Because they're not going to care about you or your family. They're going to care about getting the things that they want or need for theirs. So that's where death, crime, all that's going to kind of lead to martial law. Martial law, they're going to, all this National Guard and police, they're going to be sitting there monitoring the roads. People are going to be quarantined in certain areas of their homes. They're not going to be able to go out and about. And that's where it gets wild. So, if you ever read any of them dystopia novels, or, it seems like super fantasy land, we're on the path to get to that point. Now, maybe not super severe, but I don't think anybody's ever imagined how real this could get. And that they're still living in a fantasy world because they're not they're not engaging in contact with it. But the moment they lose a family member to it, that's when it gets bad. Well, like I said, once it hits home, that's when things get rough. At the end of the day, I guess we'll see how everything plays out. If sickness continues to spread, I do think things are going to get severe around the country. People start realizing and waking up that, hey, maybe this isn't a joke. I would love to believe, like, hey, you know what, this is all an agenda push and it's all going to be gone in a few weeks. That would be outstanding. But a big part of me thinks that this ain't just an agenda. But I guess we'll see in time. Well, God be willing, we'll see, Maybe he's going to teach us a lesson to maybe, hey, slow down, focus on the blessings we have in life instead of just always on the go and being blind to everything that's around us. Yeah, and I don't mean that to say God's caused us to get all sick. That could have been our own doing. It's like sometimes we overlook a lot of things in life, and it leads to disasters. It's like people cutting corners on a building. Hey, we need to get this building done real quick. So they forget to do something minor, and it ends up leading to a major death or something in the future. Roads being taken care of. Hey, we just got to get this done super quick. Instead of really building solid roads, they're so focused on getting things done that they don't build a strong foundation. So as humans, sometimes we overlook the most important things in life, in my opinion. And I must say, I'm not blaming God for all these deaths by any means. Sometimes I think we bring it on ourselves. So, we shall see. God bless you. Have a good day.